Welcome, everyone, to our prayer journey with my Toad Daily Devotion. You know, prayer is an important fact, especially when we look around and we see all the different problems that are in our nation. And Lord blesses us that we have an ability to get by, but some other people are really struggling under the weight of inflation, of gas prices, of rent, and different things like that. You know, we desire to see equity and equality between all people, but reality kicks in and we don't see those things. We can give from our abundance, but we can't give enough to solve any problems. And so sometimes we yearn for justice and we seem that we could never find it. Why? Well, the human nature is so wicked that it causes so many other problems because we are out for ourselves, either as individuals and even as organizations like banks. I could not fathom for the last 15 years when the interest rates got out of hand on these credit cards. I don't understand that I could put money in a bank account for 3 years and now I only get 1%, but back 3 years ago when I put the money in, I only get 3%. And yet they're charging people with families 15, 20, and even 30%, even to those that have good credit, because they don't want to give up their credit card because the banks control that. If they give it up, they may not get another one. And now what are you going to see in this particular economy? People collapsing and going into bankruptcy. Difficulties falling on people from every direction. So we should be praying for those who are in need. And we should desire equity. We should desire equality for all. But we should not just rush out and do things that are stupid. For example, you know, capitalism is a good and a bad thing. It is good because it rewards those who go out and try to work really hard. But like I showed that example of the banks, they could take advantage of people more than they absolutely should. And they can crush people under the weight of debt. I was talking to someone not long ago who was telling me they were paying $100 for their bill every month, but they were getting charged $250 in interest. That is an impossible situation to ever come out of. So capitalism has its evils. But there is a free will in it, in that people could try to work out of the system. They could do different things to maybe get out of it. But our government and us as individuals should get down on these banks that are charging that kind of money. And I try not to get political, but it's a shame. It really is. It's usury. But systems like socialism and communism are not really any better. In fact, they are much more problematic. Because while they want to take from the haves and to give to the have-nots, there is no real method of doing that without playing God. You either have to have a committee to decide those things with a military to back it up. Boy, is that even worse than having freedom and people going bankrupt and then bailing them out. We have to have, the communism has to have a government system to go do things, or a planning committee, or something along those lines. All of those things are playing God. So what is the answer to a mere human being like you and me? The answer is to do whatever our part is that God puts upon our heart. And to remember this thing. This is the key. We cannot do what some people do and lie and cheat to get their way. We need to be honest. We need to do this. To love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy mind, and with all thy soul. And then we should do as the second part of that command says, to love our brothers as ourselves. If each and every one of us do our part, we can overcome the government that allows these banks to do these things and these other institutions that rob from the poor. We would not be doing such a thing as that. We need to be interceding in prayer and helping wherever we can. I hope that this devotion is a blessing to you, to keep you focused, to not give up, and to pray and intercede and help wherever you can for any family that's going to be struggling through this next fiscal time of really financial oppression. So until next time, may Jesus increase and that we would decrease.